Yes, it's still morning. I went to bed kind of early, so I feel pretty damn good. All right. Last night was fun with Michael Schride, I'll say that. And is there more love taps going on? Defense in nature. Fuck defense. Go on offense. Seems like you're taking out little by little. Go for the whole damn thing. Enough of that, though. I'm not going to start. And a final determination will be made during the Situation Room meeting. Really? I didn't hear no determination. Did you? I didn't. A final determination will be made. Give me a break. Enough. Groundhog Day continues on this Saturday morning. And more love taps. That continues. My gosh. I don't know how much more I can take. What the hell is this? What the hell is that? Okay, why am I not live on Booker Face? What the hell is that? That's from last night. No talk about freaking... I know, right? Eugene, seriously? Oh, him too. Oh my God, he needs to stop. But we're not going to get cray-cray. I don't want to get into Groundhog Day number 91, whatever it is. Or the love taps, which just keep coming. And final determination will be made in the Situation Room. We didn't hear nothing. I'm like, I really, really thought we would hear something yesterday after they were in the situation. A final determination will be made. And then they didn't decide. Or maybe they did, but they're not telling anybody. Oh my gosh. And you know what's crazy? What's up, Nick? You know what's the frustrating part? By the way, Eugene, I wrote a song today, this morning, on an idea you gave me about the pollution in the skies. I wrote one this morning. Night pollution. I took your name. I took your title. I wrote one. What's up, Dagger? And Josh? It's almost like I feel like Ralph Cramden. To the moon! It's too early. I already had my full cup of coffee. Oh my gosh, it's too funny. But yes, Eugene, the next song is going for Debs. Oh, I gotta go on TikTok. Hold on. You did inspire me to write a song, though, dude. It was your idea. The next one I gotta write is for Debs. She's asking me on TikTok to write a song for her based on her past life or experiences. I've never wrote a song like specifically about somebody else who I don't even know well. How do I'm gonna have to be creative on that one. Oh my gosh. I've been literally, dude, I get it. And we all have been sick. You're not the only one. Are you like physically ill from this or physically ill from something else? Either way, I hope you feel better. And you and I sometimes feel like Rock'em Sock'em robots. You remember those? But we're all good. It's like we have love taps, but not like that. Not like that. Everybody has those times. It's like family. Family, I mean, if there's such thing as a perfect family, show me. Because they're definitely faking it. Most likely. What? Food poisoning. You know, I passed my Board of Health license. What did you eat? Is it trichinosis? Salmonella? I mean, there's a few. The worst is seafood. And I mean, seafood is like the worst. I mean, you can get it from chicken, like I just said, just to name a few. Usually, a lot of people suffer from. Let me go live. They have food poisoning, but they don't even know it. It could be simply mild diarrhea, and that's a sign that could be of food poisoning. Trichinosis is pork. Salmonella. I mean, you can go on with all the different types of food poisoning, but that shit is not fun. Well, I had pickle juice. Why did you drink pickle juice? Like to flush your system out? Because that's what they say. It's good to flush the system. Anyway, I hope you feel better. Get all that shit out of your system before you think about doing anything else. Eating. And definitely eat something that is not going to upset your stomach. And definitely you should have Tums or Alka-Seltzer or something else on standby. See, I have omeprazole. I had that too, Tums and Alka-Seltzer. You'll be fine. Let me go live on this. I'm sorry I couldn't get to the comments yesterday during our little live stream. But it was weird because it was on, I was using StreamYard to share the screens to all the destinations. That shit was tricky. It was hard for me. I had 4 monitors. I need 5. It was hard for me to keep a track of everything that was going on. So, and I end abruptly because it's StreamYard. Hi, Candy. Good morning, Candy. Good morning, anybody on TikTok. I just started. I'm trying to read. That's good. That's good. Fluids are good, especially broth. That's very good. It's a good idea. And bread absorbs. Toast is good. So this has happened in the last 3 days. Oh my God. The pressure in the eye. I've had like a cup of broth in 48. Wow. A lot of people have claims of having UFO encounters. Like what I saw on the beach, and when my mother's friend comes, because my mother ran to the hotel room. She was scared. She literally ran. Where's Mom? And I see her little body running off the beach into the hotel that we were staying at. But my mother's friend stayed and watched with others, and it was unbelievable. And I didn't have an ET experience, but I saw something that I cannot explain, on Mount Tauk, Long Island, like 99, 2000. That shit was bizarre. And like I told Mike, I have a documented case from June 10th, 1995 to Newfork of that boomerang. Matter of fact, there have been people who made models for me. And it had 5 bluish white lights on it. And it was silent, and it just went right over the house. I was like, what the So I reported it. I didn't even know what to do at the time. I wasn't into this shit like that. And I didn't find MUFON, I found Newfork. Peter Davenport wrote me back in an email. This is Windows 95. And he told me many people seen it from New York City up the Hudson River to Canada. I wasn't alone. So that was mine. That was 95. Candy had a sighting. Look, it's amazing how many people, I'm going to be honest, a lot of people in the past, like in 20 years ago, they would never, well, I can't say never. A lot of people, I would say a lot of people would never even come forward because they'd be ridiculed or made fun of. Now it's a little bit more open because it's out there. But back then, you didn't want to talk about this stuff. People think you're crazy. They still think you're crazy. The only thing that you could say is, how do you know if it was a UFO, UAP, whatever? It's probably something that's explainable. You know, the vast majority. I think, I said 99 last night, 98, 99. I think it's at least that. That's at least 98% explainable. It's that little percentage that I like, whoa, now that one. It's a very small number. a lot of them are explainable. Human-made craft, phenomenon, natural phenomenon, whatever. And people mistake it because they don't have a professional eye. They don't know what they're looking at. They're just like, oh, whoa, what was that? Kind of deal. Anyway, it was a red orb hovering over her trees. Now, this is funny because KJ, who's not here, he saw, now this happened on Christmas morning, early, like 2 o'clock in the morning. But he saw like a red light, like a thing going through the trees and out past it. I'm not going to get into his personal business, but he thinks it was something else. I think he's seen something, but he's interpreting it to something else. I truly believe he's seen something. Like I said, a lot of us have seen stuff, but we maybe not talk about it. Now, Deb says, my background as paranormal investigator did not stop me from reporting. Most don't. But there are a lot of people, Candy, that don't. Or they're in denial of what they see. And they conveniently forget what they've seen. They're in denial. The U.S. military has released a camouflage technology that changes the shape of thermal infrared. Do you know how long I've seen that? Years ago about that technology. I swear to God, like a decade ago, I've seen stuff about that. And it was chameleon type. They actually had the designs back then and they were talking about that. Good morning, 006. Anyway, was it you, Eugene, that told me about the night pollution, the sky pollution? Was it you? I could have sworn it was you. It's too bad Will's not here. It's too early for him. He's in Arizona. It's 8 o'clock in the morning? So I wrote a song based on it this morning. I'm out. Get errands to do. Have farmer's market. Have a great time, Candy. You know what I love about, but they don't have it. I love chicory. I love eating chicory. It's so freaking expensive. If I go to another place, a lot of the farmers markets have them, but it's not yet that type of, it's not that time of the year if they're growing them. That happens in September. That's when the chicory starts to show up. 8 a.m. for you? You don't think so? It wasn't you? Yeah, I don't know about Trump's religious beliefs. I've never known him to be, even here as a New Yorker, to be so religious. To be honest. I lived in New York City and we all knew about Trump. I don't ever remember him being a religious person, to be honest. He was out there partying all the time and being a bachelor and then living the nightlife. I'd never seen him as a church-going person, to be honest. That's just my honest assessment. But, that goes without saying. What's going on, Diesel? Yeah, of course, the Christian, evangelical. Yeah, I get that. That's, a lot of the support. I get that. But that's true, though. As far as the connection, how it affects society. But that's always been a concern when it comes to UFOs. How does it affect the social, the religious, political? That's always been the truth will never come out because they're too concerned that it would cause panic. I don't believe that bullshit. I think we're beyond that. I think people are already open-minded. But the problem with that would be now, what I noticed in the last 10 to 13 years, a lot of claims that they're not aliens, they're demons. That's how religion is going to flip it. They're demons. I hear people saying that I know right now that think they're demons. So that's how that flipped on that. So if you have people out there saying, we're going to disclose and we're on friendly terms with, let's just say, but they're demons. A lot of people believe they're demons. How do you change that? So that could be an issue. And I sat here with a friend who's, he's a state director for MUFON. This was like 8, 9 years ago. And we watched this film that was made by a Christian group. And they were labeling people who say they've had encounters, abductions, people who believe in ufology as the new cult, like Scientology. And this was made by a Christian group, because at the end of the film, it says who it's created by. And we were like, holy shit, look at this. A Christian group made this documentary to say that what we're dealing with are demons and a cult. I was like, see, it started like 10 years ago, like really started. So, because I've been involved with this a long time. As you can see, those two are dear friends of mine. That just doesn't happen overnight. So, I know quite a few people. And I should do that more often. Do some, maybe like on a Saturday night, do these UFO type shows. Because I know a ton of people. Getting them to come on live, that's a different story. The timing. Because they're busy. Like right now, he's there. He's on his way to contact in the desert. He's not speaking, but he's going to chill with everybody, which is what that is. A lot of people go to contact just to chill with each other. Network, like he said. And it's also about ego. To feel that they're important enough to speak at one of the biggest events of the year for UFO conferences. So a lot of it is ego-driven. I'm speaking at Contact in the Desert. Look at me. It's egos involved. It always is. That's just for real. But there's nothing wrong with that. You should have an ego. You should feel good about yourself. You should feel confident, and your self-esteem, that's part of it. I get it. But I'm just being sarcastic. That's a part of it too. Let me see. What are you saying? I'm reading. He really seemed to lean into that when he ran. Well, you got to remember, he ran on transparency too. So the thing is, he's a civilian. No matter what, these congressional people, all these people are simply civilians in a temporary role. How much access do you give them when you've been protecting this, if it's true, for decades? And the agencies that are within the agencies that are really doing what they're doing to make sure the shit don't come out. Is it the deep state? Is it a global deep state working together? World, that kind of deal. Because I know people that would be like John Burroughs. He's a friend of mine. He would go to a hearing under the right circumstances to talk about Rendlesham. But he wants to be able to go there, first of all, with representation that can be part of the classified setting. Second, he wants documents to prove what happened over there, acknowledgement by the government, something to say that what happened there is real. Now, he'll say his medical records pretty much reveal that, because they admitted that he got injured at Rendlesham, and that's why he suffers from heart issues. He had to battle. It was John McCain's office that helped him get coverage. It was John McCain's office that helped John Burroughs. And there's many out there that they can't get their medical records because it's classified. He had such a problem. He was lucky. And he advocates for other veterans that go through similar things, especially when it deals with their medical, to unseal them so they can get the coverage they need and the care they need. But a lot of these people now are weary of going to a hearing, because I know a few, Because they don't want to just talk and there's nothing to back up what they're talking about, because then they're going to look like idiots and people are going to come after them. They're going to target them. They're going to attack them and all that shit that goes with it. A lot of them are saying that I want to go in there and they show some documentation to back up what I'm doing. I talked to Robert Salas of what happened at the base in the 60s. I should bring him on, but he's been through a lot the last few months. So I've had Tom Reed, but Tom's a cray-cray person. He's Mr. Wildman. But I can't talk about who he's spoken to, but there are people in Congress that he speaks to on a regular basis. I know who they are. Like, when Burchett says things, I knew stuff 3 years ago, but I kept it to myself because I wasn't going to reveal it. Other people would run and reveal what I knew, and I still don't say exactly what. Tom's not afraid to talk about it. Maybe I'll get that crazy person to come on sometime. Matter of fact, let me call his ass. I don't want to speak for anything. I'd rather the people speak for themselves, because I'm not putting any foot in my mouth. That ain't happening. If they want to talk about shit, that's up to them. But I'm not gonna speak for someone else. Here we go. This could be interesting if he picks up.
You have reached Miami Models and UFO Expo at 305.
Oh,
Name and number, and we will return your call promptly. Thank you.
Who is the we will return the call, dude? I want you to return the call. You know who this is, the guy that always yells at you. Ha, it is I. Listen, give me a call when you get a chance. I want to ask you a question. All right, it's important. Bye. Now, what happened with him, I used to love listening to Art Bell at 1 a.m. back in the day. I forgot what network it was. WABC in City on the radio? I think it was WABC. I think it was because I used to listen to... he had a big show. Mark Levin, he had a big show back then. And his show was on right before Art Bell's. And there's another guy that made a big living on the radio at that time. And he, oh my God, Judge, Matt Judge, he had a show. And then, but he had a show way back in the day. There was quite a few. Curtis Lewa had a show with his wife at the time. So yeah, I used to listen to that all the time. Dr. Lear, the good ones with knowledge have passed. Yes, that's true. And that's the problem. A lot of them are disappearing. I gotta be careful because I'm on TikTok. Everything this morning, I walk so my dog wouldn't understand. That's kind of funny, dude. But yeah, I mean, I'll get Tom maybe next weekend. He's controversial. He's a wild man. I went through hell with him. And I have the pictures. You don't know. And I was the one that kept him level-headed when all this shit was going crazy in Sheffield, Massachusetts. I was the one. And he'll admit it. Because I used to yell at him. I was like one of the only people that really yelled at him. Because he has a temper. And I say, Tom, chill. Because he's dealing with the town. He had to go to court. I went with him to Springfield to court to file papers. Then I went with him to get a lawyer. It was a whole big deal with the UFO Monument Park. But it got worked out. And it was all because of this huge, really, it was an eyesore to me. And they compromised. And certain members of the board in Sheffield left. Made things a little easier for things to calm down. And now everything is fine. But there was a freaking period, boy, that it was not good. It was not good at all. The town didn't want anything to do with Tom Reed Park. They wanted to shut it down. But I was with him that most of the time. And thank God, because I calmed everything down. And there's peace in the land now. And I know I have them. It is a ton of them. Like, let me get rid of this. Did the picture open? Uh-oh. Like, this is when the new sign got put up after that ugly thing was put there. This is actually, no, the thing is still there. This is the early days. This is crazy. That thing is still there, but you can't see it. Hold on. Oh, I gotta share the other screen. I was doing that last night. Hold on. Oopsie. Okay. Properties. Yeah, we don't want that one. We want display one. Yes. This is the UFO Monument Park. And there I am, but that's the UFO Monument Park. And this is the gentleman who made this. So this is like, this is a story, boy. But we went through there, and that's when they first got it opened. Those are the early days. I know I have more pictures, but I don't know where they are. We were on ABC News Local. There's a whole bunch of shit to do with that. I know I have the picture somewhere. There's a person that comes into chat. He knows all about this. Mike, but he's not here. He lives right in the area. And that's not far from Stormville. One of those flights that were taken off. I don't live far from Stormville. There's just some bizarre bullshit. I'm telling you. Oh, here's the monument. Here it is. Here's a picture of it. I found one. That ugly obstacle. Yeah, that's when ABC News was there. That's gone. That thing was a freaking eyesore. And it's got like a certificate on it that the governor recognized that as a UFO case, a legitimate UFO case. And I'm like, oh my God. The battles. You see, I was by because I was on a little clip of it. There I am near the news truck at the park. That's years ago. I wonder what the date is on these. I could check by looking at the properties. Let's look at properties. What year was this? It does not tell me. Sometimes they do. There it is. Created Monday, April 29th at 2019. So this is 7 years ago. Holy shit, how time flies. Holy shit. See, they're interviewing me right here. That's my Space Force jacket. I have a Space Force jacket. That's my Space Force. So they interviewed me a little bit, a segment. So that's been that was a crazy issue we went through. with that park. Oh my God. But it's all good now. Everything's calm. Thank God. It's been resolved. I don't know if there's the group picture. Eva. She's so cool. Do I have a picture with Eva? Let me see. I was the one taking a lot of these pictures. Maybe this one? Yeah. She's so cool. She's an actress. I was at the park, like where the bridge is. The covered bridge. That was a big deal, John. But now it's all calm. It's so good. Everything's good. Even Mark, the telescope that was donated is there now. Everything is good, thank God. No vandals going and... Because that was a problem. That was a problem. At one point. Locals, kids maybe, they were vandalizing the property. Or who knows who it was. I don't know. I'm speculating. But that was, for a little period of time, an issue. And I believe this picture, that's Mom. This is in front of the old diner that his family owned. It's Tom, Mom, and Ava. And his family used to own that business behind, that was the diner that his mom owned back in the day when they had their experience. It was, what was it? It was Labor Day weekend, 1969. Many people seen things in the sky on that night. There's been documentaries, there's been all kinds of stuff on this. But that man right there, who I speak to, I called just now, that's who I just called, left him a message. He's a wild man. He's controversial, based on his wildness. I have seen it firsthand many times. But, and Roswell, oh my God. And he is the one, it was Eric from Utah, and I was sitting at the booth in Applebee's. I'm sitting with them, but we're like this, the little aisle. So they're all sitting on this big table. Eric and I are sitting on the booth right next to them. And I ain't going to name the big names that were there. So I'm not throwing any names out there. But it became a controversial thing because a fan came over and asked for all their autographs, a female. But she just pulled it down a little bit and they signed up here. The next day there was a controversy that it was something else. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? People at the festival are telling me at the conference, what happened in Applebee's last night? So what are you talking about? Somebody spun it like it was something else. And I was like, no, that's not what happened. I even have the videotape proof of the girl that it was signed on video, on YouTube. It's private, but I have it. From her testimony. So if anybody were to say something, well, I have the evidence from the person themselves. But he hands Eric and I the marker. After they sign, Bill, come on, sign. I was like, what? Come on, you're part of this, sign. And I don't know if Eric did. But boy, oh boy, that was an interesting situation. So yeah, he's a wild man. What's up, Happy Camper? Oh yeah, they did, John. I'll tell you what the root of it all was. I know. I know that man probably as good as he knows himself. We hung out so much together. They had moved from New York City into that area. They bought a massive piece of property and they bought the diner. And that is a very close-knit community. They didn't feel so necessarily comfortable with people from the city coming into their community with their lifestyle. Now, he was a little kid with his brother, with the grandma and his mom. He used to have fights all the time in school. He'll be the first one to tell you his whole experience. His father had a role in the UN. He's got to tell you the story. Because I don't want, like I said, I don't like speaking for anyone. But it is his story is wild. The things that he experienced. So I'm going to try to get him on maybe next week. We do the same thing and we get him to talk about his experience, his case. And maybe he'll disclose to us some of the people that he's having conversations with now and have been for a couple of years. Again, I'm not going to speak on it because I don't know what he's comfortable talking about. But we'll see. If anybody can get him to talk, it will be me. That I know. So yeah, that was an experience with UFO Monument Park. It's a nice little park. And allegedly, it is the site of an encounter. But just like anything else, you take it with I ain't gonna say it, a pile of BS maybe, because it's a story. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. It's a story. Yeah, the whole thing is cray-cray, John. It is. I'll do it. He'll do it for me. He'll come on. But he's going to have to get teams because that StreamYard thing last night was difficult to deal with. But somebody in this chat, and it wasn't Eugene. Eugene said it wasn't him. We were I don't know what we were doing. Or maybe I was doing a Skywatch. They said all those satellites up in the sky. There's so many of them. And it's like sky pollution. And I said, oh, wait a minute. I should write a song on that. Because astronomers they're frustrated with the obstructions from Earth-based. It's just like a traffic jam up there. There's so much junk up there, too. It's becoming congested. And it can be potentially dangerous for, future flights going up. Astronauts. It's like that. It's getting really bad. There's a lot up there. Just think how many Starlinks are up there alone and everything else that's up there. Government, top secret, comms, whatever it is. So much up there. And the space junk. Which that's going to be interesting to see what happens when they purposely, probably in the Pacific Ocean or maybe the Indian Ocean, and the ISS comes down eventually, because it's coming down eventually. And they're going to obviously bring it down at a location where it's not going to hit land. That's a lot. But there's a lot of smaller objects. A lot of meteors that you see is not a meteor. It could be space junk burning up in the atmosphere. I caught one. My clip locally got spread. I was one of the few people to catch this thing. It was beautiful. I have the clip somewhere. I'm not going to look for it. So yeah, that happens from time to time. Yeah, this guy likes to party too much, Eugene. Right here. This one. He gets all happy when I drink apple juice. He lights up. Oh, boy, oh, boy. But anyway, I wanted to see if Will comes, because I know Will's like a big fan of my music. He'll give me an honest assessment if the song is good or not. So I may hold off. But it's called Night Pollution. That's what I called it. Not sky pollution, night pollution. But it was somebody in here who gave me the idea in chat. Space debris map. Diesel's on it. Let's see what you got. Oh my God, I can't imagine what I'm about to see if it loads. Oh, this is YouTube. Oh, this is a feed. Got to think, is this accurate? It's trying to load. It's not. Oh my god. It just loaded. It almost looks like there's a star. That is insane. I can't share the screen. If you're interested, go click the link that Diesel put in there on TubeView. That is crazy. That is crazy. I gotta bookmark this. So when I do a Skywatch next time, I'll bring this up on the screen. I like this. Oh my god, that's just crazy to look at. Thanks, Diesel, for providing that. Oh, you saw a shooting star the last watch I had? It's nasty here today. It is windy and it's cold. Alexa, what's the temperature?
It's 55 degrees right now with a high of 64 and low of 47 for today.
What about the winds? I'm going to bookmark yours too, John.
Currently blowing at 20 with gusts up to 36. Today's daytime winds will be 19 from the north-northeast, shifting to 10 from the northwest tonight.
36 mile per hour gusts. And it's 55. It's going to feel like it's 40s out there. Anyway, I'll play it. I'll play it for him later. There's a couple of versions I like. I'm not going to play them all. I'm not. I'll wait till later, but the two I might play. This one is these two definitely. It's called Night Pollution.
Shadows, some of which we cannot see.
sorry, Debs, you're next on the list, but I had to write that one before because that was already on the list to make. But you're coming up next for a song I'm going to write about you. She's on TikTok now. But this is the other version I like. There's actually a couple. I wrote the lyrics this morning.
Astronaut safety concerns, watching with anxiety as its engines burn. Advancements in retrieval, a credit to SpaceX, lowering the risk of danger, but what about the rest? Impending danger posed, atmosphere littered above. Do we wait till they fall? How will we dispose of? Astronomers vent frustration, obstacles cause confusion. Is this just an illusion? Conditions of night pollution. Conditions of night pollution.
So it was somebody in that chat, TubeView, while we were doing the Skywatch the other night, that made me think of that, to write that song. And what's up, Mad Millions? And he wants me to say his name. Emanuelo. Emanuelo. I tried to put the Spanish thing on it. I'm such a phony Puerto Rican, well, half. Well, actually, it's not half. It's there's so many. I'm a mutt completely. Russian, Italian, Spanish, Native American, English. It just goes on and on. It's crazy. I'm not going to get into the Groundhog Day stuff or the love taps. Not getting into it. To be or not to be? That is the question. For real. even though the holidays are coming up, and hopefully I'm going to do it, this one, just one, because it is important to me, for our troops. I'm going to play both of them, because it's like a part 1 and part 2. I got to make a part 3. They're all connected. So that means we have to do Patriots of America first. I'm starting to build up a lot of songs here. So Patriots of America, dedicated to our troops and their families.
Looking out over the horizon, the sun begins to rise. Seagulls along the coastline, gracefully in the sky. Out of the blue wonder, glorious sounds above. Air Force blaze of glory, patriots whom we love. Beyond the naked eye, carriers with their fleet. Power of our Navy, strike groups made complete. Marines stand ready, waiting for their call. Whether on land or sea, hot chargers ready to brawl. America's true patriots, service with honor and pride. Members of our armed forces, under flag we are allied. Protecting all our freedoms, leaving loved ones behind. We pray for their safe return. They are always on our minds. Reinforcements of our army protect our homeland, preparing for ground invasion if needed on foreign land. Lincoln, Kennedy, and Bush, carriers with president namesakes. We wave and pray for our loved ones as they set sail at daybreak. Together they assemble as one, united on all fronts, with honor and professionalism if needed an enemy to confront, completing their mission with success, regardless of the cost. Some will make the ultimate sacrifice. We shall never forget their loss. America's true patriots, service with honor and pride. Members of our armed forces, under flag we are allied. Protecting all our freedoms, leaving loved ones behind. We pray for their safe return. They are always on our minds. The dawn of a new day, many sunsets viewed, yearning for loved ones, uplifting one's mood. It's time to set course. Travels take us west. A final journey ahead. respect under God's grace for all you do. Our loved ones coming home. Tears of joy for all. Parents, spouses, and children. Some begin to fall. Others stand cheering, recording on their phones, saluting all our heroes. Patriots, welcome home.
So I hear what you're saying with McBride. I would love to hear ABBA do that. I could hear ABBA doing that. I really can. What's up, Will? You missed a new song. Too bad for now. But check out what happened today earlier. This is Hezbollah rockets off in dropping into the Med near a beach in northern Israel. Is that crazy? That's pretty wild. And there's a new report from NBC News, I got it on my phone, that the rocket that intercepted our drone was Chinese made. The missile. Chinese made. That's what NBC's News is reporting right now. Take that for what it's worth. I'm just saying. So Chinese helping them out. Not with just information, data, surveillance. But they're also helping them obviously with equipment. We know that. We knew that. But also, here's a bunch of stuff for a second. This is 8 hours ago. We're going to go up to more recent. Vessels were seen moving through the Strait of Hormuz at sunrise this morning, Saturday, as U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the United States was prepared to restart attacks on Iran if negotiations fail. So this is groundhog. The former commander of the IRGC Navy said he warned former Supreme Leader that they were going to hit the United States and they were going to go after him. And here, this is very interesting. And this is what I've been saying. A lot of you probably agree. The Iran war left the Islamic regime weaker than it has been in years. The question now is whether Washington will turn that weakness into leverage or give Tehran room to recover through a new deal. That's what I'm worried about. He said this morning, we'll just hear it.
Our stockpiles are more than suited for that, both there and around the globe, because of how we balance exquisite and more plentiful munitions. So we're in a very good place. Our ability to recommence if necessary is, we are more than capable. Our stockpiles are more than suited for that, both there and around the globe, because of how we balance exquisite and more plentiful munitions. So we're in a very good place.
I believe that was this morning in Singapore. Let me just pause this, stop this. I believe this was this morning. Yeah, at Asia's premier defense summit in Singapore. So this was this morning. Or in local time morning. This, an advisor to the new mouse, like the cardboard mouse, accused President Donald Trump of betraying diplomacy by continuing the U.S. naval blockade and making what he called excessive demands in negotiations. Quote, the U.S. president is betraying diplomacy for the third time. He said that Trump's continuation of the naval blockade and his demands at the negotiating table showed he was not serious about diplomacy and was pushing other objectives. There was a clash. Their news agency, the IRGC news agency, said U.S. military warnings to vessels will continue despite President Trump's remarks that the naval blockade affecting ships in the Strait of Hormuz will not be lifted. He didn't say that. They're taking it out of context because of that will now be lifted part if they agree to the terms of the deal. Tasneem wrote that mariners had said CENTCOM warnings related to stopping Iranian ships were still continuing, even we know that because he said that in his post yesterday about the heading home. They're using his post. Again, in his post yesterday, Trump said Iran must agree never to obtain a nuclear weapon. The strait must be opened immediately without tolls and with unrestricted shipping in both directions. Remaining mines must be removed or destroyed. He also said Iran's enriched nuclear material would be recovered by the United States. That's not what it said. It will be destroyed at site, not recovered, in coordination with the IRG, with the Islamic Republic of Iran and the IAEA, and destroyed, not recovered. Well, maybe you could say it's recovered, really destroyed. So let's go up. There's a lot of rallies going around the world right now. A lot. This is in Australia. There's a bunch. And then he had to make sure that he stated that the U.S. blockade is still in place. He said that any eventual outcome, whether through an agreement or continued pressure, must leave the Strait of Hormuz open and free of tolls. Once a deal is had or not, depending on the choice they make, it will be an open strait. Excuse me. A toll-free strait that the entire world can use, which is the way it should be and the way it was before this started. Hegseth said Iran's claims to control the waterway, but argued the U.S. military pressure had shaped their negotiating dynamics. And this, I can't take it. The IAEA chief, Grossi, said a proposed 60-day truce could provide time to address key issues in Iran's nuclear program and help advance efforts toward agreement. What about the past? You never got it done in the past. What thinks you're going to make it happen now? This is bullshit. IAEA is garbage. Because as soon as Iran doesn't like, they're out, they're done, goodbye, see ya. So this is BS. Oman's Maritime Security Center urged vessels to exercise caution after a floating object suspected to be a naval mine was sighted west of the inshore traffic zone in the Strait of Hormuz. So it looks like there was a floating mine. Again, Ireland. People are out there protesting. London. Wonder if Tussi's covering it. They're out there. Look, Glasgow. They're all over. Yeah, China urged him to be cautious, blah, 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 blah. That's what Xi told him. Millions face poverty as Iran's economy reels from war and sanctions. The people are suffering. Iran's central headquarters warned on Saturday that all commercial ships and oil tankers must use designated routes in the Strait of Hormuz and obtain permission from the IRGC Navy, threatening both non-compliant vessels and foreign military intervention. So they're challenging the U.S. And of course this was yesterday, the pinned comment. It's still, who knows where this Groundhog Day thing is going to be with deal or no deal. So that's like the latest coming out from Iran International. So it's Groundhog Day. Love taps, continued, deal or no deal, back and forth. Ships traveling through, are they? It's the same shit over and over. Exactly, they've been recovering during the ceasefire. It's madness. Iran fails to mention all their attacks on ships and elsewhere during the same period. Yes. So it's madness to try to keep up with all this every day. It really is. This is what the media side for the other side is claiming. Iran's missile attack against an air base in Kuwait 2 days ago also destroyed one MQ-9 Reaper drone and damaged another. And they're also saying that some U.S. forces were injured. It caused 5 injuries among American soldiers. Bloomberg. They're quoting Bloomberg. I don't know. That's what they're putting here. Again, this is the media outlet for the other side. Right there. I have not confirmed that. This is what is being reported. Oh, wait. Israel News just put this out, what I was referring to. What? Now, this might be the fighter jet that was shot down. It's saying, report on NBC, an American fighter jet was shot down by the Iranians using a shoulder missile. This had to be what happened. Allegedly supplied by the Chinese. You remember when it went down? That's what they're saying here. This is what NBC News is reporting. And it's starting to spread. Two Israeli outlets are reporting it too now. So who knows? But we know the Chinese have been supplying them. That's not like we don't know that. So have the Russians. So it doesn't surprise anyone, right? If it was Chinese made. So it was a shoulder missile. Chinese made. I'm sure they'll say, well, what are you doing? What did you supply to Ukraine? Imagine with Russia. Well, you did in Ukraine. They're using it against us. So yeah, it goes back and forth. Anyway, exactly, Diesel. They're intertwined. Russia, Chinese. Definite. But the point is, they've been supplying them. But we supply others too. That's why he made a comment a while back. Well, we do it too. Like, that justifies it. Well, if they do it, we do it too. But that had to do more with the intel sharing. When that comment, that not necessarily this, but that had to do more with intel. Yeah, Thomas, it's getting cray-cray, especially yesterday when you make a statement. We're going into the Situation Room to make a final determination on agreeing to this deal. Or not. He made it sound like it looked like it was going to get done, and then no word after the meeting about any decision. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, he did that on purpose. But what signal does that send out to the observer? Like, you're in confusion. You don't know what you want to do. You're unsure. Do your advisors know? Are you getting conflicting? I'm sure there's some pushing diplomacy, and there's some that are pushing to hit them again. But there's definitely seems like there's confusion on how to move forward with this. There definitely seems to be hesitation, uncertainty. They don't know. It's like they don't know what to do. That's the appearance of it. They don't know what to do next. Meanwhile, they play this card, allegedly, Groundhog Day, a deal, every day, a deal. So get it done. If that's what you've been working on since the ceasefire went into place, which should have never been put in place, in my opinion, this is what you get. A shit show. And again, from other people observing this, they see it also as enough is enough. This is getting really tired. Do something. Whatever it is, do it. Just do it, end it, let's go. Whatever that's going to be, it's enough. It's been dragging on for too long. And believe me, and there are people out there stating it. You give, and it's also Republicans, you're going to give them 60 more days of a ceasefire? No. Absolutely not. More time? It's crazy. And it's like, economic fury, the blockade. And when he said that they may be lifted, or whatever the wording was, that's why Iran's using it in their propaganda. But I thought economic fury was doing so great. Why would you let up now? Because it does appear that they're in chaos in Iran, but it's the people who suffer. Economically, food, water, survival of the people. I don't know about the regime. So this is really critical for those people. Why would you release that pressure on them? It doesn't make sense to me. I agree, Thomas. I wonder that myself, especially after all these so-called earthquakes underground with no aftershocks, just a simple earthquake measured. Where's the aftershocks? Even though if they could be milder, there's usually aftershocks after earthquakes, natural earthquakes. You still have aftershocks. Not with these. I've not heard anything about aftershocks related to these earthquakes that have been going on in Iran. What are they testing on the ground? You have to wonder. Is that like a signal? Remember the North Koreans were doing that at the beginning, remember? When they were doing their underground testing and we were detecting earthquakes in North Korea, then we figured out, oh my God, they got a nuclear bomb. They're following the same model. The Iranians are definitely looking to follow the same model as the North Koreans. Whether we want to admit to that or not. Because they know once they have it, it's a major, major game changer. So I have to wonder that too. I agree with you, Thomas. You got to wonder that. Do they have? And would they use it? Like he says, they can never have a nuclear weapon. What if they do? Then what happens? What would happen in the event that Iran were to secretly display a shiny nuclear weapon on top, or first show a picture of it and then show it on top of an ICBM? Then what? Is it a bluff? Is it AI? Is it fake? Is it real? Where is it? Would they launch it? Toward whom? That's not something we want to deal with. So, here we are. We don't know. I'm speculating completely, but we just don't know. And I keep going back to the IAEA reports, IAEA. I don't trust the IAEA. Not that I don't trust them. They're a paper tiger because they might be able to go in, but how long do they go in? Are they going to all the facilities? Are they going to some? How much access do they have at certain locations? Are they allowed to bring certain equipment to monitor, surveillance, test, analyze, get data on the ground? Really? We're going to go down this whole road again that hasn't worked for decades? For compliance? Oh, now we're supposed to trust them? And think the IAEA is going to be able to do their job? This is craziness. For real, it's craziness. With allies like Russia and China, it wouldn't be hard if Iran didn't already build one on its own with maybe help from Pakistan or North Korea. The nuke genie is out of the bottle. I agree. That's something that people need to... people might say, oh, they don't have one. How do you know? How do you know this? Especially with their prior record of we have no idea what's going on in some of these locations for years. And where it is, where they moved it to. We don't know, we hear about Natanz and Fordow and Isfahan, Bushehr. Those are the places we know. What about the places we don't know? What are they doing in these missile cities? Is it just missiles? Or are they doing something else there because they know they're protected from aerial attack? Or some other undisclosed location that shit is going on that we don't know? Really? You willing to bet on that? Really? You willing to bet on that? Do you know for 100% certainty that they don't? Or your best intelligence says they don't? That's what you're basing it on? You know everything that's going on in Iran, right? The Mossad, the CIA, people on the ground that are working as double agents. Who knows? This is like a James Bond movie. Exactly, Diesel. I agree. Exactly, Marianne. You can't put it past them. Exactly, John. You cannot see the eyes in the sky and people on the ground, whatever intelligence. It can only do so much. You would hope that the Iranians that are in these facilities provide information to the outside world to tell them what's going on, because that's your best chance. To me, on the ground, intelligence. See, to me, that would be the only way to tell us what exactly is going on in certain places that we have no idea. And I'm sure they do that. I mean, that makes sense. I Diesel, I think it's not just a nuclear thing. I think, and it's truly is a real issue, and it's a serious one. Casualties. Boots on the ground in a special ops. I think that's what's the decision thing that's giving him a problem. He knows that the military knows what they can do, but it's at what cost? Because the last thing we need to hear about, especially when you run on a campaign, no more wars, Iran war, any war. And now we're going to start to see a tragic count of military personnel becoming unalived or injured. I think that weighs heavily on his decision. I really do. I really think that is it. He doesn't want to risk our military personnel, and I respect that. I truly believe that. That's definitely a big part of it. Because there's going to be a cost. Sadly and tragically, there will be a cost. And how would that work out politically here? How does that work out politically here? You know the Democrats are going to jump all over it. See? And even some supporters will say, oh my God, this is not what we asked for. This is not what we voted for. Iran? Start a war with Iran, and now we're losing in numbers and casualties and everything else? Is this going to become another Iraq, Afghanistan, blah, 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 blah? You can only imagine that it is not good. What is the win on that? It could possibly become a win, but there is potentially a lot of loss in so many different ways. You have to weigh that. I agree with that, Diesel. Why would you start in the first place? Because I think they thought this could be like similar to Venezuela. They were high on Venezuela, and then they decided, oh, Iran. They got more than what they bargained for. 4 to 6 weeks is still going on because of the holdup with the Strait. So that you can talk about war planning, preparation. So you can be an armchair quarterback in retrospect and say coulda, shoulda, woulda. But here we are. And then I see other people commenting, like blaming past administrations. Well, we wouldn't be in this mess in the first place if we didn't give them this and that and this. Well, that may be true in some way, because that was actually frozen assets that was released by the administration. It was Iranian money. It wasn't like our money, taxpayer money, that was being given to the Iranians. It was their money, frozen. Regardless, it's about the now. Forget about the past. The past is the past. You can't change the past. You can change the now. That's a deflection. Blame, 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 blame. But what are you doing now about this situation? Forget about what they did. You said you were going to be different than them. Show us how you're going to be different. Don't make it worse, because you will be compared. This is the TJCPOA or Obama 2.0. He's going to be compared that way, whether fairly or unfairly. But people are going to definitely make comparisons. And that's just to be fair. I'm just being fair. But, I mean, look at the situation. Do they know what their end game is? Do we know what their end game is? Does anyone know what the end game is here? No. I don't think anybody knows. Not even them. Not even the Iranians. No one. No one knows how this is going to play out. It's just crazy every day. Groundhog Day. And it just keeps going on and on. Yeah, I agree with that, Thomas, to be honest. I agree with you. And that's being fair. It is probably doing more harm. But you have to remember, in this country, there will be major distractions coming up. The UFC fight, you're going to see a lot of coverage on that. Of course, our 250th birthday of our country, 4th of July. So there are Cuba. There are distractions out there. And I hate to say it, it's a serious one, but Romania, Russia, NATO, all that. So there are other distractions out there, upcoming and present. So again, I don't know. I don't know how this plays out. I don't know how long this lasts. John says, my other theory is that just another prolonged profit war. Can you imagine the sales of arms that are going to happen or are happening already to the Middle Eastern region countries? Oh my gosh. It's going to be a boon for the military industrial complex. Oh my God. But first we have to concentrate on rebuilding our stockpile too. But we can do that with the money that we sell weapons to them. You talk about increasing the deficit, the military budget to 1.5 trillion. But I'm sure they're getting money flow as contracting work overseas, especially now, for equipment. The orders are in. You know that. You know Israel's already got their deals with the United States and Saudi Arabia and some of the other countries. Definitely. Oh, yes. You got. I wonder about that all up in the investment in defense companies, contractors. And it's the typical ones. The ones we hear about. It's like, they're like, they got the money sign in their eyes. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. War is profitable, sadly. It is. That's just part of it. What's up, Napi? So again, we can analyze this and, like I said, armchair quarterback it, coulda, shoulda, woulda, but all that. What do we do now is the question. When we do these love taps, why not just give them a love slap and just do away with them? Why does it have to be defensive in nature so we don't violate the ceasefire? If you're hitting Qasem Island or areas, Bandar Abbas and all the areas around the strait, just hit it hard completely. Why are you doing love taps? Take it out. Take it out. I'm not saying boots on the ground yet, but clean up the mess that they have there. I would hit every fast-moving boat. I've said this. If we look at a map of the strait and the canals that come out, I'd blow up the fucking canal leading the boats out. I would destroy it. I would do anything I can to stop the flow. I mean, my God, what the? Go after it all. Go after everything. It seems like that island off of Iran is where they have a lot of enforcements. Go after it. Fuck Karg Island. No. I'm going to go to Flight Radar. I mean, you bragged about Venezuela hitting the fast-moving speedboats. Well, do it to these. And you could use the helos. You could use drones. You can use warthogs. You could use whatever you can. It doesn't have to be. I mean, they have definitely the armament to take it out, and you don't have to use expensive rockets. It's freaking insane. But sharing the screen, I would hit everything from here to here, everything in here. I would go after everything along this coastline. I don't give a shit. And definitely this Cusham Island, whatever it's called, right here. This, I'm going after it. I'm definitely going after this. And then they got these canals that come out. Where are the boats coming from? We have to know. I think there's one area here. I would have to use Google Earth because this is Flight Radar. But see these canals? You see these canals that come out of the mountains? Now you're telling me that's not a strategic point that they're probably using, for example? And they might even have an opening in these fucking mountains where the boats come out, go out, and then they go back in. Makes sense to me. No? Do you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Look at all these canals that come out. You know they're coming out. You know it. I would go after it all, and there's so many of them around the strait. And they're utilizing this. That would be my objective. I'm smashing it. I'm destroying it. I'm obliterating everything all around this to eliminate that threat around the strait. And I'm definitely taking this island, and I'm definitely going to nail everything I could find on it to eliminate this as an option. That's just me. That's just me. It should have been done from day one. Are we not aware? Because it is fortified. I've seen videos on this. They have openings in these mountains. They're well fortified. They thought this out well in the planning stages, Iran, for this exact situation, this scenario. Don't we know? We should know. You would think. And you're just going to keep allowing these Mosquito fleet boats to come out? Actually, a lot of these places were for their subs. They had them in the mountains. We know this. What are you doing? Hit them. Get that strait open. And then, of course, you have to worry about the missiles and drones. But weren't the destroyers allegedly attacked by missiles and drones? And they were able to defend or fend it off? So you're telling me if the United States created an area here where it's somewhat secure, despite the threat maybe inland coming from missiles and drones, that we couldn't put our fleet in position here to defend that and take the strait? despite all these channels in here, and there's tons of them, tons, all up in here. There's tons of these openings that come from the mountains, tons. I was just looking at them, and they look like they're definitely fortified, like they're going in to these areas. Shit, I just had it. I should use Google Earth. These canals that lead in, let me show you. There's a bunch of them. That they look like, look at this one coming out. And look how it goes right into the mountains. They're not stupid. They're not stupid. And I'm not focusing in, but there are quite a bit of these canals all around the strait. Go after them. Take it out. Because that's where these boats are probably inland, and then they come out from the mouth of these canals. Go after it. And we're not even in the strait yet. They gotta know this. I mean, look at it. How they come out. There's a ton of them. And again, I don't blame the military. I blame the people who are calling the shots. Absolutely, I do not. The military has zero responsibility in this. This has to do with whoever's making the decisions. Look at this one. Right there, right near the strait. They have a bunch. I mean, look at this one. It goes right into the fucking mountains. And you don't think they're utilizing that? Fortified? That the boats come out of an entry point here, go out, they do their thing, and then they come back in? We should be hitting them. We should be taking it all out. What the F? And you can see how many they have. And here comes the island coming up. But do you see what I'm saying? And we're just on halfway up on the strait. This should be a priority. Then, when you totally weaken this completely, and you eliminate that threat of the mosquito fleet, and I don't know if they have subs left or whatever else, and you fortify this, you secure it, then you bring the fleet in, and then you line up that fleet with destroyers, cruisers, everything else, subs, all up in here. Then, because they can defend against drones and missiles incoming, and while they're trying to do that shit from the inland areas, we take our carriers and we send in anywhere that they're fucking lighting up and destroy everything that they're trying to do against our fleet. But that's got to be the move to secure the strait, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But we have to eliminate the threat. We must secure the strait. It's the only way. Otherwise, they're going to hold it hostage by threatening shipping like they're doing now. Oh, you must go through here to get permission from us to traverse through the strait. Well, the hell with that. Because they allegedly, the mines are like here. Allegedly. Somewhere in here. So they're making the shipping go up and around. So we need to do something about this. If we don't do it, and the deal's the only way to do it, Iran is going to be emboldened, and they're going to think they have, moving on to the future, control of the strait. It's either we take control of the strait, and I don't know how you're going to get Iran to agree, no tolls, and not think that they fucking control it, with Oman sharing profits. I don't know how that's going to work out. So this is the problem. And I don't know how it's going to get resolved. That's just what I would do. I'm going after it. I'm hitting it hard. And I mean fucking hard. I mean, I'm wiping everything out. And I don't care what, I mean, we're going to have to re-worry about their missile cities being unburied, and they're going to be retaliating against the Arab countries, Israel, the region. We've got to do something. Or make a deal. That's it. Make a deal. We're going to have to see the deal. They'll spin the deal as being a win. So will they. Both sides are going to spin it as a win. If a deal happens after 60 days of an extended ceasefire, that's if a deal is even made, which I don't think so. You think Israel and Hezbollah might do it because they're looking at survival too. They're going to take their orders from Iran. Don't do anything. Stop. Then Israel doesn't have a reason to hit Hezbollah if they stop, right? They might purposely stop and follow their orders from Iran. Then Israel's like, what are we going to do? And then 2 months will pass. World Cup is going on here. By the end of the World Cup, the timing would be, because they haven't agreed yet to even meet based on the memorandum of understanding, so they're not even negotiating yet. This is just to get to the negotiation table to work on details of nuclear and all that other stuff. 60 days. Just in time when the World Cup ends, the 60 days is approaching its deadline, and then we're back to probably square one, because I don't see the Iranians ever agreeing to any deal at the end. In my opinion. You know what I mean? Do you honestly think the Iranians, after 60 days, they'll say, you're going to hear all the talk. Like there's progress, cooperation, they're working on the details, only to find out at the end, Iran played us and knew that this was their game all along. They're not going to agree to an agreement. And then we're back to Groundhog Day on steroids, because now it's going to be like, what the hell do we do now? Remember, eventually the blockade will be lifted. I'm not saying they're going to pull back our naval assets and other assets in the area. I'm not saying that. But there's going to be movement. There's going to be money made. Funding returns. What? But I thought economic fury was a big deal, to collapse them completely. Now you're willing to lift that part that you bragged about so much as collapsing the regime and causing their oil refineries to explode and spills and burning and... Really? But I thought this was supposed to work. Maybe over time? Not if you lift that blockade. Not if they're starting to flow oil again. What's the sense? Why did you do it to begin with if it didn't work? People were bragging about it. Oh, it's going to make them collapse. Well, where's the collapse? I thought it was supposed to happen 3 weeks ago. No, don't get me wrong. They are in serious, critical, economic disaster, chaos in Iran. And it's the people who are suffering badly, really bad. So where does this end? That's what we all have to think about here. How does this end? Deal? How does the deal serve any purpose to anyone in the region, even if a deal is made in 2 months or so? It's madness. It's truly madness. It could turn into some kind of eternal ceasefire. Remember, some negotiations like this, especially when they're great negotiators, this could take months or even years. I wonder how long it took them to even come up with the JCPOA talking to the Iranians. How many months did that take? Even though you know, a lot of us would say that that deal was nonsense. But let's just say, how long did it take them to actually get the Iranians to agree on the JCPOA? Alexa, how long did it take for Iran, the United States, and other world partners to agree to the JCPOA?
The JCPOA negotiations took about 20 months from late 2013 to July 14th, 2015.
20 months. Alexa, stop. 20 months. Is this going to take a year? 6 months? 20 months? Oh my God. But meanwhile, all will flow. I hope. Things come back to kind of normal while they're negotiating all this time. Is that part of it? Is this what it's all about? Like you said, an eternal ceasefire? Diesel, you may not be off on that. I wanted to tell you how much I enjoyed your show on UFO. I watched it this morning. Very informative, answered a lot of questions I had. Well, that's cool. We're going to be doing more of that in the future. Not just with him, but with others. Definite. I'll see if I can drag some interesting people here that will provide information. Not just stories, but information. So, again, Groundhog Day continues. I don't know what the heck is going on. Because it's just the flux, the change is just insane. Oh my God. An Iranian MMA trainer. The Islamic regime accused him of being an Israeli agent. Less than 24 hours after his sentence was read, he was unalived. No fair trial, no credible evidence. According to reports, only a forced confession. Sorry, it's so tragic when you see these. So they're claiming there were 2 impacts in Carmiel in Israel by Hezbollah rockets. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'm not seeing anything new. Flight radar is incredibly quiet. Really quiet, but that doesn't mean there's stuff not going on, but it is quiet. That's quiet. As quiet as I've seen in some time. But that doesn't mean that the transponders, they're not there. They're just not on. But that is quiet. I don't even see a tanker. There's a drone. Look at this. I don't see anything. But that could be on purpose. Not even coming out. Again, could be on purpose. Let's check Iran International. Will, I'm going to show you this. Will, are you still here? I want to show you the new song. That's old. The U.S. military has disabled another merchant vessel attempting to enter an Iranian port despite an American naval blockade, the Associated Press reported Saturday. The Gambia-flagged bulk carrier, Leon Star, ignored repeated overnight warnings from U.S. forces as it moved toward an Iranian port. U.S. aircraft disabled the vehicle in the Gulf of Oman, leaving it adrift, adding that American forces had not boarded the ship. The incident brings to 6 the number of ships stopped by U.S. military while attempting to breach the blockade. 1 vessel was allowed to continue. Okay, that's just social. Yeah, this is crazy. This is just craziness. Ugh, horrible, horrible, horrible. And that's what we saw before. So that's like what's coming out right now. There's not much. Other than the usual Groundhog Day stuff. That is super quiet though. It's not so quiet out there. It is not a nice day here. It's cold. And I'm in shorts and I gotta get dressed because this is like ridiculous. I'm actually freezing. That is super quiet with so much firing going on during ceasefires. It takes a long time to get any. But that doesn't mean they don't have their transponders that they're not on. You just can't see them. But they're there. There's definitely stuff up there. You just can't see them. Yeah, that could be on purpose by design so they don't see, because they could have one of their Fortnite kids working for them and keeping an eye on flight radar. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? And it could be the calm. I mean, how much does the president wait? When it's like, I say this, it's like the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over again and hoping for a different result. How long do you continue? Don't you understand what you're dealing with here? You think those so-called moderates in Iran, where there is infighting going on, between the military branch, the IRGC, the hardliners, and those in the parliament that are looking for the sake of the whole country and themselves and saying, listen, we have to come up with a deal with the United States. And the hardliners are drawing their red lines and saying there's no fucking way. Who wins out in that? Do you think whoever they think they're talking to, it ultimately has to be approved by the cardboard mouse, the IRGC, the hardliners, all that? You think that anything is going to be agreed upon? Especially in the situation chaotic as it is in Iran? And then you have the situation here. Diplomacy or military action? That is the question. Because you know the same thing here. You have those that are seeking diplomacy and those that are itching like hawks flying above to take military action. So it's not that vastly different if you think about it. Over there in Iran, you have those that want to try to come up with a deal, and then you have the hardliners and the military saying hell no, red lines. And over here, you have those that are pushing diplomacy, 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 and other hawks wanting to take action. It's almost the same freaking thing. It's craziness. Is that true, Diesel? IRGC has released photos of them watching flight radar and other sites on screens in the background. So obviously, we're not going to just show them that we're coming in. Everything's off. That's why it looks a little too quiet on flight radar right now. Especially at this time. It's nighttime now in Iran, and there's nothing on radar? Flight radar? Really? I find that very surprising. Exactly. As evil as they unfortunately aren't stupid and monitor a lot of the same things and sites that we all do. Of course they do. Like I said, the kids are not allowed to play Fortnite now. Or Minecraft, or whatever the hell they're doing. They got to get it in here in the room and monitor with all the other stuff that's surveillance of monitoring all kinds of things. Even those that are they're little bots doing what they want them to do on all these media platforms. They're busy right now. But those, I'm sure, are eating. They're fed. They're taken care of. Oh, I'll just play it because I'm going to get off I'm freezing. I may have to make a fire. Can you believe that? I may have to make a fire in the wood stove. That's how chilly it is in here. I did get oil, just to make that fact. I don't know. Alexa, put on the light.
Alrighty then.
See, when you people complain about gas, I complain about my heating oil. Because it costs me a lot more than filling up a gas tank in my car. So yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? You can't see it. Alexa, shut off light. Alexa, shut off living room light.
Okay.
Can you see it now? Yeah, maybe. 449 and 43 cents for 100 gallons, 0.10. The price of the oil was $4.49 a gallon for heating oil. So it cost me $4.49. That's not bad. Thank God I didn't jump at it last week because it was $4.79. But what does this mean? Market manipulation. The rhetoric, the talk, downplaying, keeping the ceasefire alive. That's what helped that happen. Last week it was 30 cents more for heating oil. I jumped on that when I saw $4.49. You know I was jumping at it when it got down to $4.49. So that's still a lot more than I paid last year. It's still a lot more than I paid last year. I showed the receipts on the screen the other day. What I paid for it in 2024, 2025, 2023, up to now. It was very consistent from 2023 to now. It started in January when the shit started. The prices started to come up a little because there was concern. Then I got a delivery February 16th, right before the shit hit the fan. It was pretty high. Then afterwards, we all know where we're at now. But I saw the signs. I could see it, how it was trending up. Right now, if I was to do the math, 200 gallons would cost me $900. I paid very close to that. February 16th. For 200 gallons, I paid $847. So that's almost a little bit slightly higher now than it was. But remember, the markets were freaking out right before it happened, February 28th. But if I go back to October 25th, 200 gallons cost me $6 and change. That's incredible. That's $300, and that's on the current price because it came down. If this shit goes up again, the oil was over, heating oil at one point was over $5. $5. It would cost me $1,000. So I watch the oil market. I have to. Now I'm okay for the rest of the summer with oil because I won't use it. There's no heating. It might go on today actually because it's cold in the house. The thermostat is set for 66, 67, so it may go on. But it's, not really used in the summer. But I'm, like I say always, I'm worried about the fall. I'm worried about my winter. That shit has me really concerned. Because it's going to hurt. I'm going to see what they're charging now. And I'm definitely dealing with this company. Definitely. They were awesome. Okay, so it went up. It went up. Let me try a different site. It went up already. That's unbelievable. They went up. The one I bought it from, went up by 20 cents already. Since I got it 2 days ago. This is what I mean. Look, this is Orange County. I can check Ulster because I'm on the border. I paid $4.49. You've seen it on the paper. The lowest one and the minimum, you got to get 150 gallons. $4.59, $4.59, $4.69, $4.73, $4.79. So it went up by 10 cents. The company I work with went up by 20 cents. So that's fucking crazy. In just 2 days, it already reflected and it went up. Despite the talk, negotiations and all that, that's how the market reacts. That's how it reacts here in real time. Good morning, Habibi. Oh my God. I hope they're wrong, John. It's cold there too, Marianne. So, again, for a person like me who depends on heating oil, you know I'm going to watch the market. I'm going to jump on it when I see the price is right, at least for these conditions right now. It already went up 10 cents, 20 cents with the one I bought it from. I just showed you, I paid $4.49 2 days ago. Lucky I did. Bad pop-up storms. Let me check the weather before I get off. Oh, let me play the song for Will. Will, you ready? I'll play it quick because I already played it once. There's 2 versions, but I'm only going to play one. It's called Night Pollution. Now remember, I wrote the lyrics. I didn't write the music. It's AI. But I wrote the lyrics. I always write the lyrics. All my songs. Here you go, Will. Have a great one, Mary.
The numbers seem ominous, vulnerable to our sun. Coronal mass ejections, geomagnetic storms, floating without protection. Clearance for space launches, astronaut safety concerns. Watching with anxiety as its engines burn. Advancements in retrieval, a credit to SpaceX. Lowering the
haven't played this version yet, but I was messing around. That's the keeper. There's two actually that are keepers. I haven't decided which one. But I experimented with this type of music, and I wasn't so sure about it. I said, I gotta change it. It's the same lyrics. It's mellow.
In our skies lurk many shadows, some of which we cannot see, and those which glow. So many objects traverse around Earth, a traffic jam above, valued by net worth.
Starlinks used to communicate. Others are eyes in the sky. Space junk on its way down. Thousands of civilian planes fly. How can we navigate it if this continues?
Threats of a collision, the latest breaking news. Impending danger post, atmosphere lit above. Do we wait till they fall? How will we dispose of astronomers? Then frustration, obstacles cause confusion.
Is this just an illusion? Conditions of night pollution.
It is. The sky watching? Yes. That's what I was thinking.
Dependency of technology.
Exactly what I was thinking. Make it mellow for sky watching.
Launches continue to deploy. Their numbers seem ominous. Vulnerable to our sun. Coronal mass ejections. Geomagnetic storms. Floating without protection.
Clearance for space launches. Astronaut safety concerns.
Watching with anxiety as its engines burn. Advancements in retrieval, a credit to SpaceX, lowering the risk of danger. But what about the rest? Impending danger post, atmosphere lit above. Do we wait till they fall? How will we dispose of astronomers? Then frustration, obstacles cause confusion. Is this just an illusion? Conditions of night pollution.
That reminds me of Mike and the Mechanics. That little ending right there. But I can put a nice drum part to that. As I'm thinking about it in my head. I may do it later. Record it. Do a nice drum part to that. Give it a little bit more full fills and stuff. Only in my dreams. You like that, Amy? So I was, like I always do, I experiment with different types of genre when I come up with the songs. But I don't remember what this one is. Again, there was four. There's four that I kept. I don't know what this one is. The other two are definitely my favorites, though. That's nice for sky watching, though, like Will said. This is bluesy. different.
In our skies lurk many shadows, some of which we cannot see, and those which glow. So many objects traverse around Earth, a traffic jam above, valued by network. Starlinks used to communicate, others are eyes in the sky. Space junk on its way down. Thousands of civilian planes fly. How can we navigate if this continues? Threats of a collision. The latest breaking news. Impending danger pose. Atmosphere littered above. Do we wait till they fall? How will we dispose of? Astronomers vent frustration. Obstacles cause confusion. Is this just an illusion? Conditions of night pollution. Dependency of technology, despite the consequence, launches continue to deploy. Their numbers seem ominous, vulnerable to our sun. Coronal mass ejections, geomagnetic storms, floating without protection. Clearance for space launches, astronauts, safety concerns.
What's up, Jordan?
With anxiety as its engines burn. Impending danger pose, atmosphere littered above. Do we wait till they fall? How will we dispose of? Astronomers vent frustration, obstacles cause confusion. Is this just an illusion? Conditions of night pollution. Conditions of night pollution.
So see how tough it is to decide when I mix genres. I come up with different types of songs and they all sound good in their own way. And that's what makes it hard for me to decide which song I want to publish, because then I do alternative versions because I have to. I just can't settle for one. So that one's going to get published and the other one's going to get published because I have no choice. Yeah, the riffs. I actually designed it that way. Actually, if you look at Suno, I put, and this is what I put in the description, to make an 80s grunge sound with guitar riffs, guitar solos, and drum rolls. And that's what it came up with. 80s, not 90s grunge. So that's what I did. You're in your Jeep. Instead of XM, you're listening to this. You should if you have Spotify, I don't know which one I'm gonna publish. It's on all the platforms: Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, Apple Music, even Shazam, Amazon Music, YouTube. I listen to my songs in the car too. Matter of fact, I have to download those to my phone, the newest one, that one, because it's hard for me to remember to download these songs because I play them in my car. They're on my playlist. And the best way I do it is recently added, because I use this. We all have different ones, but I use, what is this shit called? P Music Pro? Some shit like that. Pi Music Player. So if I go to recently added, let me just delete these two. Allow. And delete that one. Allow. So the last one is this one. Let's go. Sounds great in the car. So now I gotta download these versions. Do you know how good that sounds on the car stereo system? It is a cruising song. Yes, they are on Amazon Music. Matter of fact, I'm using Amazon Music right now to play them. These are not available yet, because I'm still debating which ones to publish. You guys, John and Diesel liked the last one. I like it too now that I heard it again. The other one I'm going to save for Skywatching only. But then there's another version that is good. There's 3. This is the other one I'm debating to publish. This is where I get the problem. And yeah, listen to this. This is another version.
In our skies lurk many shadows, some of which we cannot see, and those which glow, so many objects travel about safety concerns, watching with anxiety as its engines burn. Advancements in retrieval, a credit to SpaceX, lowering the risk of danger, but what about the rest? Impending danger posed, atmosphere.
But now that I hear it, it doesn't stand up to the other two. It doesn't. So it's going to be the other two. Yes, that's what I just said. It's my least favorite. The one that John and Diesel liked is definitely getting published. And the first one that I played is definitely getting published. Those two versions came out really good. Now I got to... I can't publish 3. It's going to be the one you just heard that's bluesy, and it's going to be this one. This is the one I'm definitely publishing, and the bluesy one. It sounds similar than the last one, but it's not. This one's getting fucking published. Excuse my language.
In our skies lurk many shadows, some of which we cannot see, and those which glow. So many objects traverse around Earth, a traffic jam above, valued by net worth.
This one is getting published.
Starlink used to communicate, others arise in the sky. Space junk on its way down, thousands of civilian planes fly. How can we navigate if this continues? Threats of a collision, the latest breaking news. Impending danger posed, atmosphere lit above. Do we wait till they fall? How will we dispose of astronomers? Fan frustration, obstacles cause confusion. Is this just an illusion? Conditions of night pollution.
I like this one, though.
Dependency of technology, despite the
Monty, what's
consequence,
up?
launches continue to deploy.
All right. I see Monty with the Israeli. We need to do that. You see it back there, right? We stand together. We have to play that song now. But I'm going to publish those two, guys. Those two are going to get published. The bluesy one and that one. And I think I just closed. I'm using music, the Amazon music thing. For my home songs. It's the easiest way for me to navigate. But let's do the one. Since I see Monty's here. Listen to the lyrics. Monty.
Going back millennia, friendship between its people, Persians and Jewish friendship, liberating and building a temple. Tribute given to King Cyrus, honored in Jewish tradition.
And that's what inspired me for that banner that I created with ChatGPT, whatever it's called. I made that banner and I had it printed. You can't really see it well, but obviously you can see the Israeli flag, and the lion and sun is next to it with the lion, and we stand together. And I hope that the regime falls, and I hope that the Iranian people get their freedom and democracy reigns in whatever form, inclusive of all, and peace at last for Israel and between the two countries and the region. That would be the best possible outcome of this craziness that's going on right now. Proxy money evaporates. Hezbollah is gone. All the other threats toward Israel. The Iranian regime's gone. The snake. That's what it has to be about. And I pray every day that that's going to be the outcome. Despite everything that's going on right now, I hope that is the outcome. We shall see. Time will tell. I just hope it doesn't get worse for the entire region. For real. I don't know. I don't know how to, I mean, I don't care what about the politics and all that. All I know is if we defend Israel, we have to also identify that Israel has the right to defend itself. So I don't know how long that lasts before they witnessing, and it's happening right now, they're uncovering their missile silos, cities, all that bullshit. How long before Israel, obviously with the intelligence they have, waits to hit Iran again? The world will blame Israel. They always get blamed for it by many. But how long? Do you know? It is me. I made my mic low because I was singing. I sing to my own songs. But it's just a matter of time. This shit blows up all over again. If we don't resolve this now, it's going to rear its ugly head in the future. There is no way, with the existing conditions on the ground there in the region, that peace is going to be established and an eternal ceasefire exists. Because at some point, it's going to happen again. And Iran is emboldened, and they're going to do everything they can to get that nuclear weapon, even though they promised never to get one. They can't be trusted. And I don't understand how we don't understand that. How the world doesn't understand that. It even could potentially create a nuclear arms race in the Middle East. Also, now we're going to have Saudi Arabia and all these other countries racing to get a nuclear weapon. Because they know that Iran has one. They definitely know Israel has one. Also, now everybody's going to want to get one as a deterrent. Do you see the implications here? It's so horrible. That's why it has to be dealt with right now. You must remove the regime, all elements of it. Otherwise, they survive and they stay in power, and they will be emboldened. They survive the great superpower Satan and their attacks and the Israeli Zionist regime, and they will feel like they've won. Even if we will say, oh, we decimated their military, they will say they won because they survived. And I don't understand how people just don't get that. They will be, are you kidding me? This will be a major win for them talking to their people, the regime. Oh my God, that'll be used for future generations to come. And it's just going to be more to use to indoctrinate, to manipulate and control their youth. Because you know what they're going to teach. They're not going to teach that the Americans decimated them. They're going to teach that how they survived the great Satan's attack. along with the Zionist regime. That'll be in their history books, how they stood up to the great superpower Satan and survived. And I don't understand how people just don't understand that. This is an opportunity. They are at their weakest right now. At their weakest. The only thing that's keeping them relevant is the Strait of Hormuz. That's it. Even economically, they're crippled. They're in a disastrous position. They've been hit hard militarily. Don't give them time to regroup. What a mistake. Ceasefire was a mistake. Whoever decided that, the people pushing diplomacy, that's who it is. You all could figure that out. Ceasefire was a big mistake. But it all came down to the Strait of Hormuz. And that's where we're at. Deal, no deal. How long does that talk continue like Groundhog Day every day for weeks, months? Is military still an option? Because every day that slips by, it seems like it's less likely. Love taps is one thing. The back and forth tit for tat. But this is, the longer this goes, the worse for everyone. For everyone. Yes, they're regaining strength every day that passes. Iran is regathering, regrouping, undigging, getting supplies from China and Russia. This is insanity. Whoever is making these decisions, and the president's in a tough position because he's hearing it from all angles, and it's causing him to be like, he doesn't know. He's unsure. He doesn't know which way to go. He's conflicted. Do I take military action? At what cost? What cost to our military and the personnel and their families? And of course, materialistic, logistical. But it really comes down to the personnel, to the people. Losing military personnel or casualties or injuries or whatever. It's a tough decision. Or do we just try to create diplomacy with a terrorist state that you even say never deal with terrorists? That was the Republican thing for so many years. Criticizing the Democrats. How are you negotiating with them? They're a bunch of terrorists. Well, now look. We're dealing with terrorists? We're negotiating with terrorists? This shit don't make no sense. Do you trust these terrorists? Do you trust them to keep their word? They have a history of never being reliable for their word or actions. Ask the IAEA. What are you talking about? What are you talking about a deal? The ink won't dry and they're going to reveal that they have a nuclear weapon. Despite you wanting to never have a nuclear weapon, that's going to be their main priority, is to have one if they don't already do. How stupid and naive and gullible are you? Wake up. They only understand one thing: power through strength for real. Violence. That's their language. Violence. Look what they've done worldwide with their violence and their proxies and terrorists. Give me a freaking break. So all of a sudden, we're supposed to trust them? And this is just cray-cray. It's cray-cray. In my opinion. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any common sense. It's not logical. The only logic is money. That's the only logic. It's money. Economy. People are hurting. Not just here, everywhere else. Worse, way worse in other countries. Because of this. And then you want to claim that, you're going to put the blame on other countries for not getting involved and helping you with the Strait of Hormuz. You created this problem. Now you want others to come in and save the day with you? And And this is not an Article 5 thing. This has nothing to do with NATO. To be clear, this is not a NATO issue. Now, they have their own interests in the region. That's different. This is not a NATO issue. This is not an Article 5 country being attacked. Israel is not an Article 5. None of those countries are Article 5. So if we want to be technical, NATO has nothing to do with this. Now, if you want to blame the UK and individual countries for not doing their part, that's different. But when you put it as NATO, NATO has no obligation here. Like it would be in Romania. Convoluted, confusing. So there's a lot of confusion and chaos, to be honest. Yeah, this Groundhog Day is so tiring. And believe me, the public is very tired of it. They're tired of hearing the same bullshit being spooned to them every day. Just maybe a slightly different wording or catchphrases, but it's the same bullshit every day. And people are saying, while he's talking all this bullshit, prices are going up, this is happening, when is this going to end? That's why he may deny that the midterms are part of this and the pressure. That's a lie. You better believe that has a lot to do with it too. Believe me, if he doesn't believe it, many Republicans do that are running. Oh, it's important to them. So the gaslighting, the Groundhog Day stuff needs to stop. There's two things that can either happen here. Make the freaking deal or take action. There's no other way. You got to come up to that. That is the decision. Do you really, really, really think a deal is possible with these lunatics? These terrorists? You really think anything you say is going to stick to them with their track record? I don't care who the president is. I don't care what the administration is. I don't care anything about that because they cannot be trusted. Period. I don't care who is in charge. Oh my gosh. It's craziness. So, from my perspective, just being rational, logical, and looking at this in practical terms, there's two conclusions. Make a deal or take action. What else can happen? I see no other way. And meanwhile, everybody's like holding their breath, waiting for this to play out. Because we don't know. It doesn't seem like they know. How the hell are we supposed to know? It doesn't look like they know what they're doing. Or what they want to do. Oh, but it's all part of the plan. We've heard that for too long now. That's done. This part of the plan bullshit, 4D chess shit is done. This is a deadlock. This is a stalemate. If we want to play with chess, this is a stalemate. This is bullshit. And one way or another, this has to stop. That's just my opinion. So you could be fed whatever, and based on whatever you believe your opinion is, and you're all rah-rah for whatever opinion the side of that is, that's fine. But when you look at it in practical, logical, rational point of view, it is what it is. If you make a deal and stop changing the terms of the deal when they're negotiating the terms of the deal, then you throw shit in the game and it changes everything because Iran's like, well, no, we didn't say that. We don't know if that's true or not. We don't even know what the hell is true. Seems someone's lying. I would think the Iranians lie all the time with their propaganda. So I will always say it's them lying. But it makes me think twice now. That's the confusion about it all. The mixed messaging. One day you say this, the other day you say this. I'm making a final determination today in the Situation Room. Then you come out and there's no answers. No conclusion. When you said it was a final, I'm going to make my final determination in the Situation Room about this offer, this agreement, mutual of understanding. And then you come out and there's no answers. But I thought that was the final determination. That's the mixed messaging, and it causes confusion. But as long as you keep the deal alive and the talk of a ceasefire, what does that do? It's manipulation of markets. That is what their right now plan is, getting the markets under control. That's their plan by doing what they're doing, I would think. Oh my gosh, but there's got to be an end game. This can't go on forever, can it? Throughout the summer? And again, with the World Cup going on, does that have anything to do with it? With the UFC fight in a couple of weeks have anything to do with it? Does the upcoming 4th of July celebrations have anything to do with it? Does anything have anything to do with it? Does it all have to do with it? Does some of it? What the hell is going on? It's just crazy Groundhog Syndrome. This is Groundhog Day syndrome. It's going to be a syndrome. It's not just a movie. It's a syndrome. Every day is Groundhog Day syndrome. I should write a song about that. What's up, Kathy? Frying bacon for potato salad? Oh, that sounds good. I may make some BLTs now for lunch. Now you got me thinking bacon. I'm done venting because I'm tired of venting and saying the same thing every day. I'm actually tired of saying the same thing every day. And I am praying on the sidebar. I'm praying for Tusi, his wife, his family, his father in Iran, his family, friends in Iran. Oh my God. But that's not a surprise that they would, because it's happened in the past. He's been dealing with this for years, actually, the threats. But I pray for him because these fuckers are nuts. Especially living in the UK with the extremist element there. And you get these cray-crays out there. It could be a lone wolfy type deal. That's scary for Tusi. I'm telling you right now. And he's not just saying it. That is true. He's definitely. You know, people might say, oh, he's saying that to get attention. No. This is serious. A person with his following and his base, and now, people in Iran might be watching. Now that they get, some of them have Wi-Fi, whatever, internet. They don't want his voice out there as a Persian. Probably the same thing goes for Goldie and Armin and Ali. Those people definitely are risking a lot for themselves and their loved ones by doing what they do. But it's all about the cause. So I have total respect for that. So I pray. My thoughts and prayers go out to him and all of them. All the time. Surely Trump has to know or see all of the undue stress, all this back and forth that unknown is putting on our troops, Americans, Iranian people, the whole world. Yeah. But everybody's waiting for him. I don't know if he enjoys that. The spotlight that it's up to him. I don't know. I don't know if there's some weird thing about that too. I don't know. I sure as hell wouldn't want to be in this position. I would not want to be in the president's shoes at all. I don't envy it on the situation at hand. There's no way I envy being in his position. This is a really, really difficult position for the president. Seriously. I mean, we have to think about that too, what kind of decision he has to make. His decision has dominoes that affect the whole world. Everyone. Literally, it affects the entire planet. His decision. And of course, we have to see if Iran also agrees. So this is really tense. This is really tough. I mean, I'm not gonna put sugar on it. It is tough. And I'm not making excuses. I'm just stating fact. Imagine you in this position making a decision what to do next. What would you do? It's so easy to say, but you got to think of the consequences, the ramifications, short, long term. This is huge. Exactly. Tusi moved together. I know. Exactly. And when he talked about those discs, thank God he didn't. And he handed it over to the authorities. Not that I watch. Trust me, I watch. I watch Goldie too. And Goldie's on the same wavelength as us and Armin. How are you dealing with these terrorists? How are you gonna make a deal with these crazy people? It's madness. This is why I think there's something else going on bigger on that we don't know about that's causing Trump to keep his ongoing pause and not finishing off IRGC. I'm telling you, those earthquakes were not natural in Iran. Even Tusi has said that. They're testing on the ground. I've said it. A lot of people say, oh, it's just an earthquake. How do you know? Well, go to USGS and see if you've seen aftershocks and tremors after these earthquakes. That's one way. They're testing shit on the ground. And it's pretty high yield to cause earthquakes of those size. So what is Iran doing? Is that their way of showing, signaling? Listen, see what we're doing on the ground? Now, it may not be made public, but it's sure getting people's attention. Just saying. North Korea did the same thing with their earthquakes until, Kim Jong Fatty has a nuclear weapon or 2 or 10 or dozens. So, I don't know what the issue is. But again, we all have to sit, watch, wait, and see what happens next. It's crazy. It really is. That's why I say that I'm not going to talk about it no more, but then things come up and the love taps and everything else. But really, it's so frustrating. Groundhog Day syndrome. It's like, unless something significantly, and everybody goes crazy when, oh, we attacked them, they attacked us, love taps, ceasefire still goes. And everybody thinks, oh, this is it, it's going to happen, it's breaking out. Only to hear, no. It was in defense only, ceasefire still holds. Then Iran will say, well, they just violated the ceasefire, but what about you? It's just crazy. What's up, Jake? I mean, if a country attacked your navy, isn't that not an act of aggression, an act of war? But no, you countered it and you said you responded in defense. Shit, if my country is under attack of our navy, what message does that send to our military? They just were, they tried to attack them with missiles and drones and... Really? That's not an act of war? And when did that not become an act of war? Sending missiles and drones to your naval vessels. Oh, but that's an act of defense? The ceasefire still exists? That in itself is insane. If you think about it. They tried to attack our navy. What if it would have worked? What if they would have hit it and it caused damage? Would it still be an act? Would the ceasefire still be in place if it hit a vessel? God forbid it caused people to be unalived or casualties. And then you're going to respond by saying, oh, we hit them back for defense reasons because they struck. Wouldn't that be a game changer? So what? We have to wait till one of them hits in order to be violated? Is that the logic? So we got to wait till we suffer something in order to strike back? Why would you wait? What message does that send to the military, to the Navy personnel? Oh, he's going to wait till we get actually hit before he does anything about it. I can imagine what people would say. Was he waiting for us to get hit? Think about that. I would be saying it. What's he gonna wait till we get hit by a fucking drone or a missile before we hit them back hard and the ceasefire is done and we just totally obliterate these fucks? Is that what we're waiting for? Think about the message it sends. That's bad. That's bad. That's, again, just my opinion. Thank you for putting that link in, Diesel. Diesel, I thought you were leaving. What's up, Moses? That's true too, Monty. I forgot about that. The Hajj. That's an excellent point. That could definitely be. When does it end? Until the 1st of June? That's Monday. That is an excellent, valid point. Because of what's the congregation, the gathering in Saudi Arabia. He might be waiting for after that. Oh my God, could you imagine? But would Iran be crazy enough to hit Saudi Arabia while that's going on and blame the United States for striking them and blaming them for anything that would happen in Saudi Arabia? Oh my God. That's a great point, Monty. Yes, the USGS site and the list. Remember, this is very important because if you look at the aftershocks and go, I don't remember the last time there was that. I think it was a few weeks ago when that earthquake was in Iran. I'm going to bookmark this anyway. But just take a look at that. Was it natural earthquakes? I'm not saying it isn't. Some of them. Maybe all. But what if it wasn't? That's the question. What if it wasn't? What if they're testing high-yield weapons on the ground? Do we know for sure? Do we base it on the science? Facts? Speculation? Opinion? It's valid, but that's a great point Monty brings up about the Hajj in Saudi Arabia. That's an excellent point, bro. I forgot about that. And then, of course, the World Cup here. Remember that. I don't know the latest status of the Iranian players getting a lot. They're allowed to come to the United States. They might have to play all their games in Mexico. I don't know if they made the finals. I don't expect them to make the finals, but that's right here in Jersey at MetLife. Are they going to allow them to come in, or are they going to move the event from MetLife to appease if the Iranians were to make it that far? What happens then? Because that's where the final game is, in Jersey, MetLife. Because I checked tickets, which are just crazy. There is some that needs to be investigated. It goes on for I think 40 plus days, 50. I don't even know. I could look it up. It has the site. I was looking at tickets for a friend. He wants to go for the German game. But it's cost so much money. Fox News will be covering it. I mean, not Fox News. Fox will be covering it. Fox News. I'm going to the FIFA site. They should definitely play it. I can't share the screen because I'm on TikTok. Here's the schedule. Oh my God. 104 matches. Okay, yes. June 11th till the final game, which is July 19th. So it starts June 11th, it ends July 19th. That's 5 weeks. Does that have anything to do with anything? Well, that's going on here. Oh, good one, Diesel. Good one. See, now these, I expect these to be, because they're coming from the same region. You got to look at the suspected sites like that one. Look at that. Look how Bandar Abbas had only one. That's the pattern to watch out for. That's exactly what I've been saying. So these are the latest earthquakes in Iran, okay? You see how it's all in the same region here? Kowe, right? You see all of them? Then there's a few here. Back to Kowe. But then look at this one, Bandar Abbas. And look how big it was. And that's it. A 4.9 from their ordinary, the highest 3.8, 3.6. But this one was almost a 5. And where did it come from? Bandar Abbas. What the fuck? And the depth. A lot at Bandar Abbas, huh? Maybe it's a very high yield area. But even here, there's aftershocks. "96 days ago. 24 days. To me, it's suspicious. I gotta bookmark this. Another one to bookmark. But something to keep an eye on. 4.9. Is that usual? It looks like there could be a pattern there. Thank you, Diesel, for putting that in. But Bandar Abbas is a known location. And where is Bandar Abbas? Near the strait? I don't know. Could be coincidence. Not saying that it's not. I'm just saying. It makes you think. List. I'm going to show you the catalog. What you doing here? Oh, that's good. Another one to bookmark. You're making me go crazy with the bookmarks. Let's see if there's any latest news on before I get off. I haven't even had anything to eat yet, and I've been up since early. A lot of it is Hezbollah. Uh-oh, what's the other side putting? Hezbollah related. All of it. They're saying they're expecting strikes in Beirut in the next 24 to 48 hours. The regime media site says this. Let's check one more. Iran International. See if anything's going on. One more last thing. I agree with him. The Moscow-Tehran axis of chaos is defining adversarial alignment of the era, urging the West to confront it rather than negotiate with it. I agree with that. This is an hour ago. We already went over this. So there's really not much coming out right now. We went through all of this already. So it's quiet for now. Flight radar, you can't really gauge flight radar because it doesn't mean that there's things not there. But it was quiet earlier. Really quiet. But that could be the transponders are off. Let's take a look. Let's go. Oh, see, now tankers appeared. 2 of them. I hope we're nailing them. That's a big boy, too. That's a Pegasus. There are 2 Pegasus out there. Those are the more modern versions of the tankers. But there's a couple of C-17s, but that's about it. But there are tankers near the Persian Gulf, Gulf of Oman. I don't know what this is. Italy, a few other countries. Let's see the air traffic, civilian. And Iran is still closed off. Nothing. Iraq is quiet too. Oh, there we go. Not so quiet. These planes are over Iran. Turkey. Gotta be Turkey. I don't know where they're going, but they're just leaving Iranian airspace. That's interesting how they're flying over their territory. It's in the upper corner, but it's still flying there. Is both of those going? There they are. AHY. So God only knows. What's the most followed one? Tel Aviv. Why that one? Let's see where this one is. Really? Why? Why is people following that one? This one seems more interesting, the Tel Aviv one. What? Oh, that's ours. That's why. They're looking at the refuelers. People are checking the ones we were just watching. Really? People are following that? That's kind of bizarre. We could just see it on the military filter. Maybe they don't use filters. So that's the one that the other bomber is right. Bomber. The other fueler's there. And yeah, it came from Tel Aviv. That's where we have a lot of them at. This one's probably the same thing. Left from Ben Gurion. We may not be able to track it. Because when it turned its transponder on. They're like waving. Here we are. We're right here. Who knows? Alexa, what time is it in Tehran, Iran? It's getting dark.
It's 9:26 p.m. in Tehran right now.
It's dark now. There it is. Darkness has fallen on Iran. Not quite yet in Israel, but here it's dark now. So who knows? Tonight's, you never know. But I agree with that comment that, I forgot who it was, with Saudi Arabia Hajj going on. That's a great point. What's up, Helmet? I'm just waiting and seeing no messages. Wow, so he must be okay. Just trying to distract, keep occupied, so not worry. I hear you, Navy Mom. What's up, Helmet? Yeah. Geographically very active according to AI, so it's known for its activity. Thank you for providing that, Josh. So can't read too much into it then. The global fault line. And, facts matter. And you just provided facts. That's important. As to not, now the refueler just went off. Transponder just got shut down. That's great because it keeps things in perspective. Time in Iran, it's like 9 something, 9:30ish almost in the evening, at night in Iran. 9:30 p.m. Close to it. Like 9:27 p.m. I think. In Iran right now. Who knows? Anyway. Diesel, I thought you were going out to do some errands or something. Didn't you? Or you were up to something. I've got to go eat. I have an air fryer, but I'm not going to put food in the air fryer like Steve does. And I'll be back. I'm going to go relax and eat. There's so much stress. It's so stressful for so many people, for a lot of us. This makes my blood pressure go up, covering this stuff. Oh, you enjoyed that last night? I'm waiting to see if I get another. Let me call him one more time. His phone went right to voicemail. God, every time I open my phone, I get. Just trying to catch up on these messages. Oh my God. Also, Bloomberg did report it about the Americans being injured at the Iranian missile strike on Kuwaiti Air Base. So it looks like there was some injuries. Americans injured in Iranian missile strike on Kuwaiti Air Base. This is what Bloomberg is reporting. So he's not. I mean, come on, man. That's unacceptable. I mean, come on. That's unacceptable. Oh, you just had to run to the store quick? Damn, the store must be closed. 9:30?
Oh,
What's going on?
hey, buddy, what's up?
Nothing much. What are you doing?
Am I live on the air?
Yeah, you are. Why, is there something you need to tell me off the air?
Hello?
Is there something you need to tell me while I'm not live?
Oh, no. I was just curious because sometimes I forget that sometimes you call me and, it's, you gotta listen to the audience. No, just checking.
No, I'm actually calling you because last night I had Michael Schrad. He did a presentation.
Nice.
The people are enjoying it. You want to join me one Friday or Saturday night for an hour, and we could talk about your case and any developments and any other thing? You want to come out with me?
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
When
Sure.
is a good day next week? Friday or Saturday night?
Fridays are out because Fridays I go out to Happy.
All right, so Saturday night next week. What time is good for you?
Well,
Why don't you let me know during the week? Because I know how your plans change constantly.
I'm gonna say ballpark maybe around 9.
That works. Let's do it.
And I'll tell you why too, because my area where I have my camera set up, I got a lot of windows and the light changes a lot. So once the sun goes down, I can balance it out, keep it even.
Okay.
So 9 o'clock, 9:30, something like that. Maybe next Saturday, I'll jot it down here. By the way, did you ever follow up on any of those things I asked you? Mentioned to you?
Oh my God! Just remind me.
I'm holding the. You know what? I'll send you something, but it stays between you and I. And I wanted to kind of come on. Remember, I mentioned I was holding an event for the Roswell Museum.
Yes.
And I was going to be all right. So that's going to be like 4 weeks from now. So I can
And where is
probably,
this? Where is this?
I'm holding an event for the.
But
Roswell
where?
Museum. Roswell Museum.
Oh shit! That's right, Roswell.
Yeah, I mentioned it to you about a
I
month
know.
ago.
I forgot all about it. I forgot about Roswell.
And you were going to get back to me on the Toby situation.
I have to call him.
Yeah, because I don't understand what happened.
All right. Yeah. Let's not talk about it here.
No, I'm just saying, so, because I'm going to be, obviously I'm going to be in New Mexico. So let me, if I send you something to this number, will you get it?
Yes.
Like right now?
Yes.
Right now?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to send you something. Hang on. I think you're going to like it.
Uh-oh.
By the way, I can tell you this. Is anyone else listening?
Yes, I'm live. That's what I'm saying.
All right, well, I just got a call from Washington. Yesterday, Congress called me yesterday and spoke to me for 10 minutes. That's kind of what I wanted to share with you. But I'll give you more details privately.
Exactly.
Anyway, thanks so much. And yes, next Saturday at 9 o'clock sounds good. I'll confirm with you. I'll keep you posted. And I'm going to send you something right now.
All right, I'm gonna hang out with you. Call me during the week. Make sure we're scheduled. I'll send you a link for next week. If you've got any PowerPoint or slides to present on the screen, let me know.
Okay.
Or if you have images that you want to send me via email, this way I can put them up on the screen.
All right.
So we're prepared.
All right, sounds good.
Because I want to go through your whole case, your history, when you moved there with your mother, grandma, and brother, and what you went through. A little background about what your dad was doing with the UN. I want to give them a clear picture, and then of course what happened on Labor Day weekend of '69. All the shit that we had to go through to get that monument park secured without hassle.
Yeah, you were a part of that for a long time. I mean, I'll never forget when you went to Pittsfield, Massachusetts. You went to the Superior Court building.
Yep.
And you were with me at that point, and you were there when we went with lawyers and
Yep.
everything. You and I have a pretty cool history.
We do.
Matter of fact, you know what? With your permission, maybe I can add. Would you like to be in my book? I'm in the middle of writing it.
Yeah, I don't mind. But I would. You don't have to name me by name, but a good friend of mine, Bill. You could say that.
Why not by name?
I don't know if.
All right, whatever. Okay, but yeah, I was thinking of including some of that because that was an interesting part of this, and it kind of showed how it really reflected on the attitude of certain people in the area, not just towards me or what have you, but towards the subject and that
Yep.
kind of thing. And
Because-
how that's flipped in 10 years, how that's completely different now.
You know me. I'm very humble. I'm not egotistical. I like to be in the background doing what I do and helping. You know me.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that too, to a degree. But now I need to bring it to the forefront right now, and I'm going to send you something. If
I won't
email
share
to
it.
you- If I text it to you at this number right now, you'll get it immediately, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to send you something, but I can't announce it. But I want you to see it.
All right, but I won't
This
say.
is what I wanted you to work with me on. But the time is perfect because we're talking 3 weeks from now. What I'm going to send you is a prep. It gives you an idea of what's going to happen in 3 weeks.
And that's at the location.
It's in Roswell.
That's what I'm saying. At Roswell.
Yeah.
All right, so
my friend.
I won't share the information. And remember, next week, Saturday, 9 p.m.
Okay, man. So
Later,
I'll
bro.
write it down right now.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, God. So now we're going to have him on next Saturday talking about his UFO case. And I told you, he is connected with Washington. There's stuff going on I cannot discuss. And that's why I told him, be careful, because I'm live. Don't say anything. Because he will. But we'll see what he says next week. He's not afraid to say certain things. That's Tom. But you will hear. I might. Okay. He was in my house. Your eyes only. The fuck is this? Oh shit. Oh shit. I can't say anything about that. That's big. I wish I was there. Holy shit. We were in this house together, hanging out. We get a phone call from a very prominent individual. And this is before anybody knew anything was going on about whistleblowers and all that other shit. He just messaged me again. That would be great to live stream this. He wishes I was there too. Let's talk in private. Okay, so anyway, we were in the house and he said, okay. I get a call because I was trying to contact somebody. And this before the whistleblowers and everything. But this person told us what was going on in Congress, bipartisan, because of the potential witnesses that were going to come forward, the so-called whistleblowers, to give them protection. This is in the early stages before you heard about all these whistleblowers coming forward. But we knew what was going on behind the scenes, and it was not public. And we were told to keep sworn secrecy what we were being told. It turned out to be true. And we were like, holy shit. Because they know him because of his case. And I communicate with this person directly for business-related things too. And it was bizarre. And I'll see if he mentions it. There's an individual that's prominent out there in Congress. And this is like 3 years ago. The shit that I heard from this conversation was incredible. There are members of Congress that know so much, but they can't talk about it. I'm telling you, I know Mike presented that last night, and he said it was most likely created by our military, whatever. I get that. But the shit I've heard that people in our government say they've seen or are aware of, it is downright unbelievable. And it connects to witness testimony that was done in these hearings of something that was seen by a pilot. I can't get too much into like crazy details about this. I get nervous. But it turned out to be connected to what this person said they seen or was aware of. I'm going to see if he talks about it next week. I don't know if he will. I'm not talking about it. If he wants to talk about it, I'll let him make that decision. But I'm sure he's not putting my neck out to talk about it. Because it was him. It was Tom. Directly, firsthand, directly connected to it. Not second hand, not third hand, directly connected to this. He told me about a conversation during dinner. You guys are going to bug out next week. Let's look at the weather before I leave. It's a good one. Tom Reed will join me next Saturday at 9 p.m. Tentatively agreed to. He'll be on probably for an hour or two. Because when he talks, he has a lot to say. So what we did last night, the UFO thing, get ready for next week, because this is going to be a story. Because as he told you, and I said it, I was involved with him a lot during that whole thing with the park. So much that he wants to put me in his book. I'm like, whoa. You don't have to put me in the book. Just say Bill. My buddy Bill from New York. I think a lot of people will figure it out. The common person may not, but a lot of people that know the story will know. You met some of the nicest people in Croatia. Oh, my friend is here from Croatia. Where is he? Who said that? He's in here. I missed the chat. You guys are... I cannot confirm or deny Diesel. How's that? Where is he? Oh, it's Danny. Yeah, Danny's in Croatia. There, I was wondering. Oh, we're going to have fun with this next weekend. But he wants me to get it. You got to see what he just sent me. This is fucking crazy. And it's agreed upon. I told him I wish I was going to Roswell. He says, I wish you were too. I can't. I got too many things to be here. And to book a flight now would cost me a small fortune. I could definitely stay in his room. He wouldn't mind that. Unless he's got some pot body staying with him already. But, because we are good buddies for a long time. Through thick and thin. Through controversies or not. But we go back. Let's check this weather. I'm freezing in here. Do you understand? I'm freezing. I'm in shorts. I got thermal socks on, but that ain't helping me. I'm freezing. I don't want to get sick because I feel like I'm getting sick. There are no severe threats of thunderstorms or tornadoes, thank God. There is a flood concern up here. Heavy rainfall. Let's look at a radar. Doesn't look to be too bad right now. There's also here a severe thunderstorm watch in here. Slight risk. Level 1, EF2 possible 20%. View outlook. Severe thunderstorms are possible this afternoon and evening over the central Great Plains. The strong thunderstorms will potentially be capable of severe gusts, large hail, and a couple of tornadoes. So what are we talking about here? Texas-Oklahoma border. Thunderstorms will initially form along a diffuse dry line from southwest Kansas southward along the Texas-Oklahoma border. Temperatures approaching 100 will result in deeply mixed boundary layer promoting strong outflow winds despite vertical shear. So yeah, this looks like the area. Activity should weaken by mid-evening as they move into a more stable environment over northeast, southwest Iowa, northwest Missouri. So yeah, this is an area to watch. Right in near the panhandle of Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska. Let's check Texas out. Not seeing much right now. Any other areas? Not that I see. The front moved through. It is chilly here. Oh my gosh. But I'll keep an eye on the weather. Don't worry, next week, Saturday night. If you liked last night's show with Michael Schratt, get ready for next week. It's going to be wild. So it's going to be Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern with Tom. That's Pine Bush weekend. I may have to reschedule for Sunday night. It's Pine Bush weekend. I can't do it. I'm going to Angry Orchard after the fair. I can't do it. It'll be Sunday night. I'll talk to him. It'll be Sunday night. 9 p.m. Eastern. Dude, Alexa, what's the temperature?
It's 59 degrees right now, but feels like 55.
'Cause of the
Today's
wind.
high is 65, and tomorrow's looking warmer at 75.
The wind gusts here at 35 miles per hour. So can you imagine what it feels like out there with 59? It feels like 55. With a wind gust, it'll feel like 40s. It's crazy. It's chilly here. I'm cold sitting in this room right now. Atlantic City Air Show was today. Wow. Yeah, the wind. Yeah, it's chilly up here. And we had no rain. We need rain. We need rain. Now, I don't know what the forecast models are, but I mean, I can't look at this one. But with windy, I can. Then I'm getting off because I am hungry. I've been streaming for hours. I need a break. And I wrote a song this morning and I did stuff outside. I got more stuff to do outside. I'm weed whacking. I had to charge up. You see this low pressure? It's dragging that cold air down. Oh my gosh. It's just dragging it down. And this is the instability in the atmosphere right here. Just where they said you could see it. It's right here. I'm going to skip a little. I can't see with my medication bag in the way. Still unsettled. But you don't see that Gulf machine coming up too much. Which is good. Very unsettled up here. That's Tuesday. Still. It's a low pressure up here. Is a low pressure offshore. Where's that going? Wow. What the hell is that? The hurricane season officially starts Monday. I don't like this low pressure here. In the Gulf. What is that? It just dissipated. It was there. It went onshore. Yep. It's here. Wow. Already we gotta watch out for the low pressures in the Gulf. That's crazy. Now here comes that Gulf moisture coming up again, pumping up. That's next weekend. But not that intense so far in the models. I don't go to the models after this. It's too far out. But yeah, the hurricane season officially starts on Monday. Not too bad though. Unsettled in the midsection of the country, but kind of quiet down here other than when that Gulf moisture starts on Friday. Next week. Right there. Texas, Oklahoma, right in here. The fuck is that toward Hawaii? It dissipates. That's good. What the hell? That's that system that left the Gulf. I don't know where that just came out of. Look at that low pressure. Look at that. Wow. That could be the first named storm of the hurricane season you're looking at right now, even though it's going to dissipate and go offshore, that could be the first named storm of the season. That is crazy. Right there. That could be the first one. I want to see quick, before I get off, the hurricane names. I always look at that. Like, what are the hurricane names this year? Yeah, it crossed from the Gulf to the Pacific. You saw that? All right, hold on. And I definitely cover the hurricanes. With as many cameras if I have to pay along coastal areas that are affected, I do pay for them. Okay, here we go. The Hurricane Center. Here we go. 2026 for the Atlantic. These are the names. They got them already planned out. Oh, next year, Bill. Bill's on it next year. So if you see your names here, this is for next year. Here's the Pacific. Let's see. Josh. I don't know. I don't see Josh. Nope. Let's see who else has a name in there. Josh is the only one that I see. Kathy. Kate. Katia. Oh, there's Kate. There's not Kathy, though. Will. Oh, Will is... What do you mean? But we're Bill. Yeah, I see William here. But we're Bill. But that's the Atlantic. We're going to be there here. We're there twice. We get to cheat. We're there twice. It's going to take a long time to get to this one, though. Won't be that long to get to that one. So there you go. There's your names. Is your name on the list? Good. Have a great one, Kathy. Enjoy your weekend. Yes, I'm in Hudson Valley, New York. Yeah, we get to cheat, bro. We get twice. I was hoping that we would be in the Pacific names. Then we'd really be talking about... There'd be some kind of a conspiracy that we have something to do with getting our names on the hurricane list. Anyway, you lovelies, it's time for me to bail out and go enjoy some food. Breakfast, brunch. It's almost getting to dinner. Have a great rest of your afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are. Keep an eye on things. If you hear anything, even if you hear anything, you know how to reach me on Bookaface or anyone else. Put a comment in the stream after it's over. If there's any breaking news, let me know, because I get the notifications. I will come back. But things are very quiet right now. I'm not even getting telegrams. Yeah, not even telegram. All right, you lovelies. Have a great rest of